Most expensive useless megaprojects in the world. Megaprojects are typically regarded as daring achievements in the fields of engineering and architecture that demonstrate the breadth of the human inventive capacity. However, not every megaproject is built on the same foundation. Some are destined for failure from the very beginning, while others wind up being nothing more than expensive paperweights. In this video, we will take a look at 5 useless megaprojects around the world that have been dogged by controversy, cost overruns, and a general inability to be implemented practically. These projects, which include an airport in Spain that was never utilized and a nuclear waste deposit in Nevada, serve as cautionary stories of what can occur when ambitious plans do not go as planned. Number 5. The failure of the Interstate 83 project, which wasted billions of dollars. The Interstate 83 in Hawaii is a roadway that is around 26 kilometers in length and travels through some of the most breathtaking scenery in the entire globe. The building of this highway, on the other hand, was met with opposition and controversy. The roadway was initially conceived in 1960 to serve defense purposes by establishing a connection between the Pearl Harbor Naval Base and the Marine Corps Air Station. Construction was halted indefinitely due to environmental restrictions and opposition from environmental groups, as well as native Hawaiians who were concerned about the urbanization that the project would bring. After a delay of 26 years caused by environmental concerns, the building was finally able to get underway in the year 1989. The highway was first opened to traffic in 1997 and is regarded as a feat of engineering due to the challenging terrain and cutting-edge technologies that were utilized in its construction. Despite its aesthetic appeal, the highway has been criticized for being a road to nowhere because it does not provide direct access to the central business district of Honolulu and for damaging native Hawaiians' culturally valuable places. The building cost was $1.3 billion, making it the most costly cost per kilometer in the world. The cost of construction was the highest in the world. The building of Interstate 83 in Hawaii was also met with several significant hurdles and conflicts. The roadway was suggested for reasons related to defense, but it was greeted with opposition from environmental groups and native Hawaiians who were concerned about the project's potential to bring about urbanization. The highway, despite its stunning appearance and the cutting-edge technology that was used in its construction, has been condemned for being a road to nowhere and for destroying native Hawaiian sites that hold considerable cultural meaning. Number 4. Abandoned Dreams, a story of Ciudad Real Central Airport, which tells the history of the airport. In Spain, Ciudad Real Central Airport was planned as an alternative to the extremely overcrowded main airport in Madrid. Ciudad Real Central Airport is located in Ciudad Real. It was anticipated that the airport would handle 2 million people each year, and there were plans in action to expand it so that it could handle 10 million passengers each year. Despite this, the airport was met with several challenges when it started operating in 2009, the most significant of which was its remote position, which was approximately 200 kilometers away from Madrid, and the absence of major airlines. The airport went into receivership in 2012 after having accumulated a debt of $350 million within the first year after it opened its doors. It was placed up for auction in 2013, and the following year, a British television show made the location famous as an abandoned locale. In 2019, the airport was ultimately put up for sale and reconfigured into a storage facility for planes that were forced to remain on the ground because of the COVID-19 outbreak. On the other hand, the future of the airport is still unclear because it is not clear when normal aviation operations will resume. This megaproject is still almost useless for passengers all around the world, despite the billions of dollars that have been invested in it. The airport was only able to find a new function as a storage facility for grounded planes during the COVID-19 pandemic. However, this too is doubtful as the recovery of normal aviation operations remains uncertain. In the end, the airport was only able to find a new purpose. Number 3. Naypyidaw, the failed capital of Myanmar and its ghost city. The current capital of Myanmar is Naypyidaw, which was constructed from the ground up by the previous military regime in 2002. The construction of the capital took place in secret. The reasons behind this unexpected relocation of the capital were not entirely known, although it was speculated that it had something to do with the fact that Yangon, the previous city, had reached its infrastructural limits and that its population was expected to triple by the year 2050. The new construction was completed in a short amount of time, and to this day, the city has received an investment of $4 billion from the succeeding administrations. However, there are currently fewer than 1 million people living in the city and hence is frequently referred to as a ghost town. The 20-lane highway is almost completely devoid of traffic, and the airport serving the city sees a relatively low passenger volume daily. The majority of people are absent from the plazas and lobbies of the hotels. Despite this, the city was designed and constructed to be a city of the future, and there is still time for the inevitable redemption that will occur. Number 2. the disaster that was Malaysia's unfinished metropolis known as the Forest City. A city with a focus on sustainability, cutting-edge technology, and the city of the future would be called Forest City, Malaysia, and it would be built on 4 artificial islands. The city-state will be built near Singapore, which is a sovereign city-state, and will be established centered on an environment that is created using artificial forests. Vertical gardens and buildings with green rooftops that imitate a jungle are only 2 of the many environmentally friendly technologies that have been incorporated into the architecture of the city. However, for the city to thrive, it has had to surmount several political and economic challenges that have hindered its progress. Because China is the primary sponsor of the project, Chinese people were able to enter the city without paying an entrance fee for the first several years of construction. Because of this, wealthy Chinese investors flocked to Forest City since they were unable to keep up with the ever-increasing prices of condominiums in their home country. When a change in the city's leadership led to a prohibition on non-locals buying property in the city, residents of the city voiced their disapproval. The next important setback was the outbreak, which resulted in travel restrictions all across the world. Some salespeople at Forest City have asserted, since the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, that fewer than 10 homes have been sold there, and the project has continued to be in a state of instability. Despite the billions of dollars that have been invested, the megaproject known as Forest City is today considered to be one of the world's most useless megaprojects. Number 1. The Yucca Mountain Repository, which is the source of Nevada's worst nuclear nightmare. The problem of where to dispose of nuclear waste has been a contentious and urgent one for the international community for a very long time. Nuclear waste poses well-documented risks if it is not adequately contained and handled, and these risks can have disastrous consequences. In the 1980s, the federal government of the United States began searching for a site that would be appropriate for the establishment of a deep underground repository for the storage of nuclear waste to find a long-term answer to this ever-increasing problem. Yucca Mountain in Nevada was selected as the optimal choice by the authorities after a comprehensive evaluation and investigation of the various possibilities. The mountain is constructed of volcanic ash that was generated millions of years ago and is positioned far away from any population areas. Because of these factors, it can absorb any radioactive waste without breaking or cracking and is located near the most frequently used nuclear testing site in the United States. So this is the end of our today's video. Do you like it? Kindly give your valuable response in our comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting and informative videos.